Hello, I'm Jonathan Beebe, and this is a short video to help you think about how behaviour works. When we think about behaviour, we often think about it in terms of antecedent behaviour and consequences. Whilst this is a good way to think about behaviour, it's a very linear approach and it can lead us to thinking that A triggers B, which leads to C. Well, life isn't linear and neither is behaviour. Can you imagine if every time you experienced a trigger, it led to an involuntary action? People aren't puppets. Those of you who have read my blog may have heard me talking about this before, and when discussing it, I like to talk about Rolos. Seeing a pack of Rolos doesn't trigger a specific behaviour. Seeing Rolos lets me know that Rolos are available. It's then for me to choose which behaviour I'll use to get them. Think for a minute about all the different behaviours you could use to get the Rolos. You could straight out ask for them. You can probably think of about 10 different suggestive statements you could make to get them. You could make puppy eyes looking at the Rolos longingly, or you could just take them. There's probably hundreds of different ways that you've learned. So seeing the Rolos tells me that Rolos are available, and I'll then select one behaviour from the repertoire I've learned, and I'll probably choose the behaviour that has previously been effective in that situation. So if I'm at home, I'm likely to use a different behaviour to when I'm in the shops. Now think about someone you know with severe learning disabilities. Will they have learned all these ways to get the Rolos? Probably not. Generally, people with a disability in learning will have learnt fewer behaviours to get what they want. And remember I said it depends upon what behaviours have previously been effective. Well, many people with learning disabilities have lived lives with a history of being told no or stop. People can be totally dependent upon others to provide for them when the provider is ready. They may expect to live disempowered lives where there's no point asking for things as their control is repeatedly taken away. This can lead to people with a disability in learning using unorthodox methods to get the Rolos. They may not follow our unwritten social rules, they may take them without asking, they might aggressively approach the person nearest to the Rolos and so on. So what should we do to help people in these situations? We could reduce their challenging behaviours. The problem with this is that we're reducing someone's repertoire of behaviours when this is already limited. We could remove the antecedent and make sure that they never see a pack of Rolos, which just isn't fair. Or we could support people to learn new, better, more effective ways to get what they want. These rules of behaviour apply to absolutely everything that we do. You could substitute Rolos with anything else. If you see something you want, you select the behaviours that are effective to get it. And it also applies to other situations. If we see a difficult task, we'll select the effective behaviours to avoid it. If you see someone you like, you'll select the effective behaviours to interact with them. And if you see someone you don't like, you'll select the effective behaviours to avoid them. These rules apply to all of us for everything that we do. People with learning disabilities aren't a different species or breed, they apply to people with learning disabilities too. So we have an ethical decision to make. Do we reduce the limited amount of behaviours a person has learned, or do we support people to learn better, more effective behaviours?